461. The way to become a celestial being lies in the following methods. Being free from the secular even while remaining in the secular world. Being away from worldly affairs in your mind even when you must interact with them. Doing your best to complete your duty to be free from cares and worries. Remaining ordinary while transcending beyond the ordinary. 462. Anyone who is always happy, joyous, and free is a celestial. 463. To become a celestial, one must sever all their worldly ties and foster new ones with other celestial beings. It is hard to be a celestial being while still being constrained by worldly ties. 464. Let your mind abide nowhere and be free from cares and worries. Follow your own nature and be unrestrained. Follow your destiny and be carefree. Be content no matter where you are, what you encounter, or what you are doing. 465. Your transformation process from being a human to becoming a celestial or to achieve Buddhahood must include these 3 items. Pay back your debts and end your worldly ties. Accumulate your merits and virtues by serving and dedicating. Perfect your life's non-material structure. For 66. For those whose goal is to become a celestial being, fame, power, wealth, and rank are traps, and glory, humiliation, favor, and disfavor are obstacles. It is only with the least amount of selfish desire and indifference to favor and humiliation that one can embark on the road to becoming a celestial being, and the lack of selfish desire is the starting point toward reaching that end. If selfishness is not banished, then one will be bound to live as a laity, and if their desires are not extinguished, then they may be engulfed by the flames of desire. To become a celestial being, one must reduce their selfishness, decrease their desires, keep a sober mind in the face of fame, power, and carnal pleasure, and use materials when necessary, but never be enslaved by them. 467. To become a celestial, one must detach themselves from worldly affairs and withdraw from worldly pursuits. Only one word can describe the secular world: restless. Only one word can depict the human world: noisy. Only one word can portray the fairylands: serene. Transcendence over worldly affairs means the taking of a great leap from restlessness and noise to a return to serenity. 468. What kind of space one lives in is dependent on their life structure. Animals scurry about on the ground, birds soar in the sky, bees buzz among flowers, flies dash between garbage piles, ordinary people hustle and bustle in private ownership and having families, sages wander freely in public ownership, celestials enjoy leisure in non-ownership, and super-celestial beings play at will in their own worlds. 469. One of the magic codes for becoming a celestial being is to be able to create a future fairyland in our consciousness. We must first imagine ourselves as a celestial being in our consciousness. Different modes of thinking correspond to different forms of life. If we always envision life in the 1,000-year world, then the structure of your life will develop toward that end and we will go there when the conditions become right. Others may think that we are dead, but we will actually have departed the human world to enjoy a celestial being's life in the 1,000-year world. 470. The way of Buddha has beliefs of 5 monastic precepts and 10 kindnesses, and precepts, calmness, and wisdom. The way of Christianity has beliefs of original sin and penance, and the way of humans has a set of theories and rules governing human relationships. The way of celestial beings' beliefs encourage the exhibition of their natures, being free and joyful. Follow your own nature and be unrestrained. Follow your destiny and be carefree. 471. When we are tired and fatigued, we have strayed from the celestial way. When we are happy and unrestrained, we are closer to the celestial way. 472. Swine must possess the thinking of the swine keeper to know the meaning of their lives. People must possess the thinking of their keeper to know the meaning of their lives. Anyone who knows the meaning of their life has become a celestial. 473. To become a celestial being and achieve celestial immortality, one must strive to find the spiritual Pure Land, plan their life around it, spread their love across the world, and contribute more to the new era. 474. 8 major consciousnesses are involved in the process of advancing from the human world to heaven, that is, ascending from a human being to a celestial being. 1. Enlightened consciousness of life. Life is a non-material structure with spirituality. It undergoes endless transmigrations without annihilation. 2. Enlightened consciousness of life and death. Life and death are only appearances, not essences, forms, not truth. Boundless grasses across the plains come and go with every season. Wildfires never quite consume them, they are tall once more in the spring wind. When your boat reaches the other shore, you simply disembark. 3. Enlightened consciousness of karma. As a man sows, so he shall reap. Divine punishments, though slow, are always sure, with big meshes, yet letting nothing slip through. 4. Enlightened consciousness of space. There are 20 parallel worlds in the universe, 36 dimensional spaces, and paradises and hells. Paradises are for perfect lives, hells are for defective ones. There are different spaces of life for different life states. Each life lives in a space corresponding to their life state. 5. Enlightened consciousness of predestined relationships. All relationships are predestined. Relationships with ghosts will drop one to hell, relationships with celestial beings will raise one to a fairyland. If one's debts are not paid off, they cannot get out of their plight, and if one does not have enough merits and virtue, they cannot reach the fairyland. 6. Enlightened consciousness of mind and nature, life's non-material structure. Reality is a projection of consciousness. Consciousness creates reality. Form gives birth to mind, but mind can transcend over form. Minds are the most important of the three realms, and consciousness is the most important of all rules. Fragrances will attract butterflies to flowers, and pure hearts will be frequented by celestial beings. Minds that do not abide anywhere are Tathagata. Nature is the characteristic of structure, it is Buddha. 7. Enlightened consciousness of 8 diagram arrays. The universe has 36, 8 diagram arrays, and they are the sources of games. They are full of fun, for example, power, money, fame, gain, carnal pleasure, and affection are 8 diagram arrays from which no one can detach themselves once they become entrapped. It is only after one has acquired supreme authentic wisdom that they can transport themselves outside the samsara world of endless transmigrations. 8. Enlightened consciousness of the true origin. Everything has its source, its origin. Consciousness, structure, and energy are the 3 constituent elements of the universe. All others are, as a dream, an illusion, a bubble, a shadow, as dew and lightning. Thus, you should meditate upon them. The greatest creator is the source of everything and therefore the real origin. If you understand him and follow his way, then any of the 84,000 methods will lead you to a smooth path, otherwise, you will be at the edge of a cliff. Verse 75. How does one become enlightened? If one can achieve an integrity of body and soul through self-improvement and self-refinement, then they will have grown real spirit, great talent, and virtues concentrated within them. Without the great vow, they will find it difficult to understand the profundity of the universe, and to become enlightened. If they can achieve the following, then the light of their soul will become brighter, their consciousness will become clearer, and they will finally become enlightened. Hold and keep to the One. Be free from ego and selfishness. Revere the greatest creator, life, and nature wholeheartedly. Follow the way of the greatest creator. Devote your heart and soul to the creation of a reality in which the talented are put to good use. The whole world becomes one big family, no one pockets anything found on the ground, and doors are not bolted at night. Everything is in harmony, the wind and rain come in their time, and everyone is happy, joyous, free, and blessed. Verse 76. The program cannot be initiated unless conditions are ripe, and one cannot ascend to become a celestial being if their self-improvement and self-refinement have not achieved the necessary ideal level. 477. Heaven is the general term for the 1,000-year world, the 10,000-year world, and the celestial islands continent of the Elysium world. 478. The 1,000-year world, the 10,000-year world, and the Elysium celestial islands continent are not fanciful imaginations. They are inevitabilities caused by the law that the sum of all positive and negative energy is always zero, just like the inevitable existence of Mercury, Venus, Mars, and the outer planets in our solar system, and of our 7 apertures, hair, limbs, and all of our internal organs. 79. The 1,000-year world is a celestial body that is 960 light-years from Earth. About 10 times the size of Earth, it is currently inhabited by approximately 200 million celestial beings. As the basic lifespan of life for celestial beings on this celestial body is about 1,000 years relative to Earth time, it is called the 1,000-year world. It is a world of pure sincerity, kindness, and beauty, one of love, peace, pleasure, and where human nature is sublimated. Anyone with a perfect human nature can undoubtedly go there, as there is no limit to the population size. The 10,000-year world is a beautiful celestial body located 3,480 light-years from Earth. It is 16 times the size of Earth and is surrounded by 16 equidistant suns. About 100 million celestial beings live there. The basic characteristics of these celestial beings are pretty much the same as those of land celestial beings described by Taoism. They enjoy lifespans of about 35,000 years relative to Earth time, and thus this celestial body is called the 10,000-year world. 481. The Elysium world is the general term for the Earth universe. The universe inhabited by humans is a small one that is called the Earth universe. The Earth universe is called this in relation to other universes. Its structure is a Taiji ellipsoid, which is called a low rotary galaxy. Low rotary galaxies contain 3,000 rotary river galaxies. Each rotary river galaxy contains 3,000 Milky Way galaxies, and each Milky Way system contains 3,000 solar systems. In other words, the Elysium world is composed of 3,000 macro worlds, 9 million medium worlds, and 27 billion small worlds. 482. The celestial islands continent of the Elysium world is the greatest creator's backyard. It has 80 billion islands, each the size of Earth. Each island has a name and only one super celestial being inhabits it. Apart from the 30 billion islands that have been used by super celestial beings as their home, the remaining 50 billion islands are not currently inhabited by any celestial beings. They are to be inhabited by people from the human world, the 1,000-year world, and the 10,000-year world as they succeed in transforming themselves into super celestial beings through self-cultivation and self-refinement. For 83, the Elysium world has 10 continents. 1. The Lotus continent. 2. The Borneo continent. 3. The Kasayapa continent. 4. The Ingwu continent. 5. The Amida Buddha continent. 6. The Celestial Islands continent. 7. The Three Realms Transit continent. 8. The Moon Temple continent. 9. The Gods continent. 10. The Supreme Authentic Wisdom continent. The Celestial Islands continent is one of the continents of the Elysium world. 484. Super celestial beings are the highest realm that humans can ascend to. Their base camp is on the Celestial Islands continent of the Elysium world. Hostess Yue of Xiafeng Island on the Celestial Islands continent is a super celestial being. Guanxian, the revered goddess of mercy and compassion, is a super celestial being. Angels in Western culture are super celestial beings. Super celestial beings are Buddhas. The difference is that Buddha has certain restraints, while super celestial beings do not. Buddha has responsibilities but super celestial beings do not. The greatest characteristic of super celestial beings is that they can play in whatever way they think is most interesting. After Buddhahood is attained, there are still higher realms awaiting, but after becoming a super celestial being, none remain to be pursued. Super celestial beings mainly engage in self-entertainment and do not care about affairs in heaven or the human world. Buddha does not pursue entertainment and is not obsessed with momentary relaxation, but focuses on the acquisition of supreme authentic wisdom. Super celestial beings are the freest, most pleasant, and happiest lives in the universe. As the favorites of the greatest creator, they do not undertake any responsibilities or obligations. Buddha is the most intelligent and self-disciplined life in the universe. Buddha will bear responsibilities and obligations when necessary. For 85, heaven is for happy and joyous people, it is not for those who are weighed down by worries. The longer one is happy and joyful, the better and more stable their non-material structures of life become and the closer they are to paradise. For 86, to obtain a visa to the 1,000-year world, the 10,000-year world, or the Elysium world, one must give up their ego and enter into a holographic state. To give up one's ego is not to keep heavenly laws and extinguish humanly desire, as advocated by Confucianism in China, nor is it a rivalry against the realization of individual value, as advocated by American culture. Rather, letting go of self means the abjuration of obstinate belief in oneself. If you are convinced that your own cognition is completely right and immaculate, then you may be correct in every step along your way, but finally go astray into elusive thinking and never be able to walk out of the desert of life and the cave of silken web of transmigration. For 87, heaven, whether the 1,000-year world, the 10,000-year world, or the Elysium world, is a place of liveliness and recreation, and this is particularly true of the Celestial Islands continent. If you are not good at or have no intention of having fun, then why do you self-improve and self-refine to enter the land of heaven? Do you want to be a police officer in heaven? Let me tell you, there are no police, lawyers, judges, director generals, section chiefs, or supervisors there. For 88, people who cannot dream about a colorful dreamland will rarely enter heaven, so if you often see green mountains and clear rivers, gentle breezes and bright sunshine, and delightful auspiciousness pervading everywhere in your dreams, then you will go to the 1,000-year world. If you often dream about amazing and beautiful sceneries, soaring through the skies, and feeling wonderful when interacting with the opposite sex physically, mentally, or spiritually without the slightest fear or trepidation, it is evident that you will go to the 10,000-year world. If you dream that you can make yourself invisible, soar freely, transform yourself at will, and make reality change by your own consciousness, then this indicates that you will enter the Elysium world. For 89, to aim for heaven, you must climb over two huge mountains. One is the man-made program, and the other is your personal Egypt of the soul. The man-made program includes family, nationality, state, religion, political party, the current social order, and the way of life. To enter heaven, you must walk out of these programs. You cannot reach heaven without escaping from them. The Egypt of the soul includes jealousy, comparison, complaining, arrogance, wrath, possessiveness, forced occupation, enmity, tenets and doctrines, commandments and dharma, contention, greed, laziness, and intentional action. If you do not clear away these trash in your soul, then you cannot reach heaven. Please abandon the human program, flee from your Egypt of the soul, break your chains, and fly toward freedom. For 90, how can we accumulate wealth in heaven? Here are 8 ways. 1. Revere the greatest creator, life, and nature, and follow the way of the greatest creator. 2. Dedicate selflessly. 3. Dissolve enmity and bring serenity, peace, and warmth to others and to society. 4. Have a kind heart and do good deeds. 5. Sing praises to the greatest creator, Jesus Christ, Buddha Sakyamuni, celestial being Lao Tzu, Prophet Muhammad, and the sages and saints throughout history. Sing praises to life and other people. Sing praises and protect nature. 6. Promote people's confidence in life. Prompt people to long for beautiful futures, and relieve people's anxieties, worries, trepidations, and fears. 7. Bloom your romantic and sexual love in ways that do not bring any psychological, spiritual, or physical harm or stress to anyone else. 8. Fully exhibit your artistic beauty. For 91, the kingdom of heaven does not accept children who have never grown up, neither adults lacking childlike minds nor childish adults who have not grown up are accepted in heaven. People's traditional lifestyles hinder them from growing up. Many people are still immature and cannot become ripe crops even well into their advanced years. This is something that provokes our thoughts. Ripe crops are certainly children who have grown up and matured. If you have never grown up, then you are surely not eligible to enter heaven. For 92, to enter the 1,000-year world, one must meet the following 8 requirements. 1. Revere and believe firmly in the greatest creator and always be grateful to him. 2. Revere life and nature. 3. Possess no jealousy, resentment, belligerence, greed, stubbornness, selfishness, or complaints against others. 4. Never hinder other people's happiness or freedom under any pretense or excuse. 5. Have a kind heart. Kindness can be felt from one's appearance, words, and behavior. 6. Be honest, practical, realistic, and truthful. Never lie or cheat. 7. Work hard and keep your living and surrounding environment clean, tidy, beautiful, and harmonious. 8. Keep all promises and agreements. For 93, to enter the Celestial Islands continent, one must achieve the status of a super celestial being. To achieve this status, they must possess the life structure of a super celestial being. Self-harmony is one of the 8 qualities which are required in the life structures of super celestial beings, and it refers to a self-formed complete system which is defective of nothing, has good coordination and congruence, and satisfies all it needs internally. Self-harmony is tathagata with no form of self, others, living beings, lifetime, dharma, or non-dharma. Self-harmony is trance, obscurity, the subtle, male and female, yin and yang, and taiji. For 94, how can we cultivate the character of self-harmony? There are 8 ways. 1. Create millions of images and dharma within your mind, namely, create reality with consciousness. 2. Life is death, death is life, glory is disgrace, and disgrace is glory. Show no concern for life, death, glory, or disgrace. Possess strength but retain gentleness. Know and observe all, but remain obscure. 3. There is no essential difference between form and emptiness. Consciousness returns to the state of zero, and the soul returns to the spiritual pure land. 4. Everything is but a game, only life is true, so do not persist in anything. 5. Have everything but possess nothing. Transcend over time and space and maintain a powerful and unconstrained style. 6. Enjoy and please yourself within your own consciousness completely and freely. Follow your own nature and be unrestrained. Follow your destiny and be carefree. 7. Maintain a holographic status with no interiors or exteriors, no borders or boundaries, no rights or wrongs, no truths or falsehoods, and no kindnesses or wickednesses. 8. Make the real, elusive and dreamlike. Make the elusive, reasonable. For 95, there is neither oppression nor exploitation in heaven. All those who want to enter heaven by self-improving and self-refining must not contend, fight, or debate with others. They must not despoil, oppress, or exploit others, nor should they bring unhappiness or unpleasantness to others under any pretense in any way. They must never restrict another's freedom for any reason, nor should they impose their views or opinions on others or cause spiritual, mental, or physical harm to anyone. For 96, if you have paid off all your debts in the human world, accumulated enough merits and virtues in heaven, and have great qualities, then you will go straight to heaven after you pass away. If you have eliminated all concepts of families, nationalities, states, political parties, and religions from your consciousness, and if you like freedom, happiness, and joy, then you will enter the 1,000-year world of heaven after this life journey ends. If you often dream about soaring freely and can maintain a state of pleasure without sexual contact, then you will enter the 10,000-year world of heaven after this life journey ends. If you possess the consciousness of Buddha, then you will enter the corresponding Elysium world after this life journey ends. If you revere the greatest creator, life, and nature, follow the way of the greatest creator, possess supernatural powers, and can create the world that you yearn for, then you will undoubtedly enter the celestial islands continent of the Elysium world. For 97, these 3 steps are required to become a celestial being. 1. Be free from trouble, pain, sorrow, worry, and fear, and live a happy, joyous, free, and blessed life. 2. Let your mind abide nowhere, be free from worries and cares, follow your own nature and be unrestrained, follow your destiny and be carefree, and maintain a state of pleasure at all times. 3. Be free from your mind, everything is nature and you live by exhibiting your nature. You are humble, flexible, highly sensitive, and possess 64 magical powers. Your mind abides nowhere, you have transcended your ego and are not affected by forms, and you have been free from attachments which lead you into the state of self-harmony. You are in tune with Tao, unrestrained, easy, and elegant. For 98, becoming a super celestial being and reaching the Elysium world is to reach the peak of life. Humans cannot become God and can never become the greatest creator. For 99, we are always pursuing Tao. Actually, Tao is never very far from us and never abandons us. Tao surrounds us just like water surrounds fish. Tao exists in our everyday lives and throughout everything. Tao also exists in all changing phenomena. Going with the flow of Tao, letting yourself melt into Tao, and having Tao manage and lead your life means that you have attained it. 500. Everything runs in Tao, including the behaviors of governments. Therefore, do not complain or get upset or enraged, but just do what you need to do. If you choose to plant a flower, that is your business. If the government chooses to destroy your flower, that is their business. Ultimately, Tao will give everyone fair and just trials.